an old farmer lived with his wife and his son, Adam. As the years went by, the farmer became very sick. After some time, he died, leaving his wife and son alone. "Oh, my poor husband! He was such a good man. How could this happen?" his wife cried. She cried for many days. Her son tried to make her feel better, but he couldn't. Then her sadness changed to worry. At night, she looked up into the sky and asked, "What are we going to do? How are we going to live?" After many weeks like this, she began to take control of herself again and make plans for herself and her poor son. Her husband had left them some money, 200 pounds. When they had finished almost all of the food they had in the house, she gave Adam half the money and said, "Go into town, my son, and use this money to buy salt, flour, and bread. I hope this food will last until spring. Then we can look for work." Adam did as his mother asked. He put the money in his pocket and walked into town. As he passed a butcher's store, he saw that a crowd of people had gathered. The butcher had tied an old dog to a tree. He was beating the dog, and the dog was crying in pain. Adam pushed through the crowd and shouted, "Butcher, why are you beating this poor dog?" "Because this poor dog ate some of my best beef this morning. That's why. How can I earn money when this stupid animal eats my best meat?" "Oh, but I'm sure he was only hungry, and he looks so sad. Listen, I could use a dog. Why don't I buy him from you? I'll give you 100 pounds for your dog." The butcher laughed. "You can't be serious. You want to spend 100 pounds on this dog?" "Yes, I'm serious," replied Adam. "Then you must be crazy. But you've made me happy, even if you are a madman. So give me the 100 pound, and I'll give you the dog." "Certainly," said Adam, and he took the poor, frightened dog away. He began to walk back along the road out of the town and toward his home. They walked slowly until they came to a tree that had fallen by the road. Adam sat down, brought the dog close to him, and looked into his eyes. "Rex, that's what I'll name you. You'll have a safe and happy home with my mother and me." The grateful dog jumped up and kissed Adam's face with his big pink tongue. He knew that Adam had saved his life and was a kind and gentle person. The two friends then continued walking slowly home, side by side. When Adam came home and told his mother he had spent all their money on an old dog, she was very angry. "What? You took our money and spent it on this dog? What good can this be to us? You know we have nothing. I've made one small cake with the last cup of flour we had left. That's our dinner tonight, and there's nothing else. Do you understand? Oh, what would your father do if he could see us now?" "But mother, this dog is our good luck," Adam tried to say. His mother was not listening. Without speaking, she gave Adam half of the small cake she had made and left him alone to eat it. Adam shared his small meal with Rex the dog. The next day, Adam's mother sent him into town again, but before he left, she sat him down and spoke to him in a serious voice. "These are our last 100 pound. You must not waste them this time. You must buy food so we can eat. Do you hear me?" "Yes, mother," answered Adam. He left their house and walked along the road into town with the 100 pound in his pocket. On his way into town, Adam saw a small boy who had tied a rope around the neck of an old cat and was dragging her along the road. Adam couldn't bear to see this terrible treatment of a poor animal and asked the boy why he was doing it. "Because this cat stole one of my mother's special cookies. I'm going to show her what happens to a cat that steals. I'm taking her to the river and I'm going to throw her in." "Don't do that. I've been thinking that I would very much like a cat. I'll buy her from you for 100 pounds, said Adam. 100 pounds for this old thing with a funny tail? You're joking, aren't you? Laughed the boy. Oh no, I'm very serious. And here are the 100 pound to prove it, said Adam. The boy couldn't believe it when Adam gave him the money. He happily untied the cat, which jumped into Adam's arms. Adam turned and began walking home with his new friend. He decided to name her Luna. When Adam came home this time, carrying an old cat with a bent tail instead of the food they needed, his mother was very, very angry. Adam tried to calm her anger. Mother, this is our second piece of good luck. But she threw him out of their house and shouted at him to make his own way in the world and to take the dog and the cat with him. So Adam left home to look for work and a place to live. His friends, the cat, and the dog never left his side. One evening, after lots of days of searching, Adam came into a small village and saw a priest who was just closing the door of his church. The priest was curious about this young man with the dog and the cat and started a conversation with him to find out more. Hello, young man. Where are you going with your two friends? I'm looking for work and a place to live. Well, if you work for me for 3 years, you won't have a contract, but you'll have a roof over your head and food for you and your friends. And at the end of that time, you'll be paid well. So Adam accepted the priest's offer and proved to be a good and honest worker. At the end of the 3 years, the priest came to Adam. You've been a good worker, and now your 3 years with me have ended. I said that you would be paid well, and you will be. You may choose one of these 3 payments. He then put in front of Adam a bag of gold, a bag of silver, and a bag of sand. Adam thought about it. If he chose the gold, he could buy whatever he needed for a long time. He could be almost as wealthy with the silver. But the sand, why was the priest offering him a bag of sand? This must be some kind of test. And in this simple test, I think there is some kind of deeper meaning, thought Adam. So he stepped forward and said, I'm going to choose the bag of sand. Well, if you don't like silver and gold, of course, take the sand, the priest answered, and he gave Adam his bag of sand. Adam then left the priest to search for more work, taking his bag of sand, Rex, and Luna with him. The bag of sand was very heavy, and sometimes Adam wanted to leave it behind, but he never did. After walking for days, he came to a dark forest so quiet that it seemed no one had ever stepped inside. In the center of the forest, a fire was burning, and a beautiful young woman was tied to a tree in the middle of the flames. The fire was almost touching her, and she would soon be burned alive. When the young woman saw Adam, she shouted, "Oh, sir, please stop this fire. I promise to bring you good luck for the rest of your days if you help." Adam didn't care about the good luck she promised. He just wanted to help the poor girl. So he quickly took his bag of sand and threw it on the fire to stop it. Thank you, thank you. You've saved my life," cried the girl as Adam untied her. When she was free, the girl told Adam that she was the daughter of the king of the elf kingdom, and that a cruel king who was at war with her father had done this to her. She then asked Adam where he had gotten his bag of sand. Adam told her he had chosen the sand instead of gold and silver for his 3 years' work for the priest. She said to Adam, "Well, if you chose that sand and not silver or gold, it must be very important to you. I will always be grateful for your wonderful kindness, and to prove it, I want you to have this ring." As she said this, the girl gave Adam a beautiful gold ring with shining jewels in it. "This ring is very special," she told him. "It's a magic ring that will give you anything you wish, even if your wish is to marry a king's daughter. To use its power, just take it off your finger and throw it from one hand to the other. But be careful. You must keep the secret of the ring. If you tell anyone about its magic, it will bring you great sadness." As soon as she said this, she turned into a snake and slid quietly into the forest. Adam watched her go and then looked down at the ring on his finger. He was filled with happiness. He laughed and told Rex and Luna, "Do you realize what this means? We don't need to search for work. We'll have everything we need, and I can help my poor mother. But let's see this wonderful magic." So he took off the ring and threw it from hand to hand, as the girl had told him to do. He then watched in amazement with Rex and Luna as 10 young men suddenly appeared and said, "Oh, Master, tell us what in the world you want, and we will bring it to you." Adam couldn't believe his eyes and ears. He answered, "Good men, take us back to my poor mother." And so they came back to his village. His mother, who was filled with guilt and sadness for sending her son away, was very happy to see him again. "Oh, my son, I've missed you so much and worried so much. Can you ever forgive me?" she cried. "There's nothing to forgive, dear mother. And our life is going to be wonderful now," cried Adam. Of course, Adam couldn't tell his mother about the magic ring, so he quietly went outside, took the ring off, and threw it from hand to hand. Immediately, the 10 young men appeared again and said, "Oh, Master, tell us what in the world you want, and we will bring it to you." Adam told them to bring the best food and vodka and the finest meat for Rex and Luna. They then celebrated their good luck